In absolute shambles here against early season Spice with Water Gun Swampert. However, you can't let that get to you. You've got to adapt and overcome. We go for the undercharge, leaving Swampert super low. We survive the Water Guns leave with the Icy Wind and high Altaria by Altaria. Icy Wind to the face. GG's and thanks for playing. So, welcome back to the channel. As promised, we are going to be trying some regular Pokemon. Everyone's hyped about this Dewgong. I'm going to put it to work. As the intro suggested, you've got to adapt and overcome. Early season can see some pretty strange teams, pretty strange decisions. I was using my usual tactic of no baits on this channel and I got absolutely wrecked going 2-8 because absolutely everyone shielded the Earthquake. With that in mind, we're going to see some great master baiting. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. Today we're running double ice in the back with Dewgong and our feature Pokemon today, Shadow Cloyster. Shadow Cloyster did get a buff with liquidation. Is it any good? Well, I'll let you decide. So the team is going to function a standard ABB format with Gliscor as our anti-fighter, and then we've got Dewgong to draw out any counter user if we don't see it in the lead, with Cloyster hoping to close. If you'd like to run this team, I'd actually recommend Sableye instead of Gliscor because it does leave you a bit better against stuff like Watergun Lantern that I did see in my first two sets. However, we did use Sableye yesterday and we don't like to use too much basic bitch meta Pokemon, so we're going with Shadow Gliscor. If you're wondering why I'm yapping like crazy during this battle, because Dewgong mirrors are super boring. Despite having access to neutral drill run, this matchup still takes 10 years. But we're soon going to get into the commentary. The opponent finally takes me out. We're going to come in with Cloyster. Look for the aggressive Ice Shard farm down. The opponent has thrown about 6 million Icy Winds. So of course I'm calling is going to go for the Icy Wind. That is double resisted. Cloyster super glassy. We manage the Ice Shard farm down. We leave with residual energy when Deoxys does return. Despite me being debuffed, I'm going to throw one Ice Shard and the Icy Wind. Cloyster hits super hard. So this Icy Wind will still be some valuable chip damage. We land getting Deoxys almost down to 50% HP. I pivot out into Gliscor and I need to start shielding something. The opponent throws the Psycho Boost and his Sand Slash in the back. We always go straight Earthquake. However, we've adapted and overcome. Jamie Finn 1415, the best master baiter in the world. The opponent gets baited. They still have one Protect Shield remaining. Am I going to nuke them? The opponent probably thinks I won't bait twice. I just told you, opponent, I'm the best master baiter that's ever lived. We double bait the Sand Slash, make the Earthquake. Earthquake will be one-shotting. Get wrecked, Sand Slash. We pivot out into Cloyster. I bank residual energy. This one is not debuffed. This Icy Wind gonna land for huge damage. The opponent now gonna be forced to throw. They can't counter. Farm us down. Psycho Boost takes me out. They lower their own attack. We survive the counter on wing attack is all she wrote. Moving on to the next one. We see Metachan in the lead, another reason why you should run Sableye if you'd like to run this team. If you're wondering, can Gliscor survive a double super effective Ice Punch? Yes. From full health with 6 counters, most certainly not, so we shield it up. Return fire with the Night Slash, I then throw the second Night Slash on the CMP tie. The opponent did recommit a shield. I really want to take lead, so I am going to commit a shield on the second Ice Punch. Unless the opponent pivots, we will be able to wing attack farm them all the way down. The opponent sends out Trevenant, not wanting to get farmed down. We fire off the Night Slash. The opponent gives up that final shield and we pivot out into Dewgong. Trevenant did get nerfed. It now takes some 6, then 5 to the Seed Bomb. So we're now going to throw 3. Just as the opponent is about to reach the energy for a Seed Bomb, I go for an undercharge. And if you're wondering why, I don't want to get farmed down by Metachan. The opponent survives on low HP, probably thinking they're going to take back switch. However, trainer, you have it. I'm now going to come back in with Gliscor commit to the wing attack farm down. I have lost switch, however I have got residual energy. The opponent sends out Metachan, attempts to catch a Night Slash on Bastiodon. No trainer, not today. We land the Earthquake, we near one shot, we pivot out, snipe with the resistant Ice Shard. Back out comes Metachan and Cloyster is a Metachan counter confirmed. Moving on to the next one. We see Altaria in the lead. We've obviously got 2 better responses in the back, however then often paired with Steel type, so I take this opportunity to build up energy and catch the Sky attack on Dewgong. It takes the opponent 7.5 seconds, so if you throw 7 wing attacks, then pivot, you are going to catch if the opponent is a move spammer. They now send out Venusaur. I'm unsure on this matchup. I've never used Dewgong before. I imagine we win the 2s. However, I'm just going to play out the ones. We get a shield back with the Icy Wind. You can see with the Ice Shard damage, I probably would be able to win the 2s. However, I absolutely don't want to go all shields down, as Cloyster with no shields is effectively useless. If you even look at it the wrong way, that big shell will be returned to its Pokeball. We come into Gliscor. I attempt to wing attack, farm down, and heartbreakingly the opponent on 1 HP and a Dream does reach the Frenzy Plant, and I'm forced to commit the final shield anyway. The opponent sends back out Altaria, and then they pivot out into Alolan Marowak. As they've got something double weak to ice, I think this is an easy bait call. However, I full send the liquidation. The opponent does commit that shield. Bone Club, a pretty garbage move, so the opponent full sends the Shadow Ball. Ouch, that hurt. It's now all down to Gliscor, and I think we need a boost to win this battle. I throw 1 wing attack and the Night Slash. We don't boost. I don't even want to take a Bone Club at this stage, so I am going to throw this on a CMP tie Night Slash. Does return Marowak to the Pokeball with 2 for 2, no boost. I throw 1 more Night Slash. Show me the boost. Please, RNG, give me the boost. We still don't get a boost. That's 3 Night Slashes. We throw the 4th. The opponent survives on low HP. They make the Sky Attack, and we're going to take a loss. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see another Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death. I've seen 2 this season. They're both on Fire Spin. Why? Probably because we're in the early ranks. However, we catch the Flame Charge on Dewgong, and we're now met with a Water Gun Lapras. If you've ever played Kanto Cup, you'll know that Water Gun is the preferred moveset, and that is for this exact matchup. Due to both Dewgong and Lapras sharing the same Ice-Water typing, the Ice Shards are double resisted, whereas the Water Guns are only single resisted. So they are objectively better. We fire off another Drill Run. Lapras so thick, and I'm thinking at this stage Dewgong hits like an absolute wet noodle. We get taken out with the Surf. Well, they actually throw a few more Water Guns, which is probably even worse. They now have residual energy. I come into Cloyster. We do single resist the Surfs, but Cloyster's so glassy. Lapras also hits like a wet noodle. We're already in the yellow. I'm unable to Ice Shard farm down before the next Surf, so I fire off the Icy Wind, taking care of the Lapras. They send back out Talonflame. This Firebird is super glassy. Icy Wind only neutral but would be lethal. From this range, we draw the first Protect Shield, pivot out into Gliscor, and I need to start shielding. The opponent probably going to Flame Charge, but that would be enough probably to knock out. The opponent's final Pokemon is Sir Viper, and this looks very winnable. We throw the Night Slash. Do we boost? Of course we don't. I'm going to look to CMP tie to a potential Frenzy Plant. I'm really hoping they don't run one of them stupid debuff moves. We draw the opponent's final Protect Shield. I'm going to commit my own final Protect Shield here. The opponent full sends the Frenzy Plant, so obviously there's no chance of a debuff. I overfarm, fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash will be taking care of this little grass snake. Back out comes Talonflame. I throw 1 wing attack and the Night Slash for the correct fast move timing. Night Slash gets them super low, and we wing attack, farm down, and take that game. Moving on to the next one, we see the Flying Toilet Bird Pelipper. It takes some 5 wing attacks to the Weather Wall, which would be super effective on our Gliscor. So stay in school, kids. Learn to count. We catch it on Dewgong, and the opponent sends out Stunfisk. As we're going to Icy Wind them first, I am going to shield up the first Rock Slide, as it is going to do the most damage. I then throw 1 Ice Shard and the Icy Wind, which is neutral and also lowers Stunfisk's attack. This now means we can tank these Rock Slides a lot better. The opponent going to fire off the Rock Slide. Dewgong really thick. I'm going to throw 1 more Icy Wind. This won't knock out. I don't even think Drill Run will knock out from this range. They would survive on minimal HP, but either way the opponent does commit a shield. We can now easily survive this Rock Slide. Well, actually not as easy as I was expecting. I am now going to throw on Alignment, as I'm worried I'm going to get Mud Shot farmed down. We fire off the Drill Run. Stunfist lets themselves go down. They send back out Pelipper. I come in to Cloyster. The opponent banks a Weather Ball for later, and I pivot out into Gliscor. They've got Lantern in the back. Big yikes. This again is the bait game, and hashtag is there any baits on this channel. I'm going for the Night Slash bait as everyone fucking shields. This opponent gets baited. As I said earlier, I'm the best master baiter the world has ever seen. We reach the Earthquake. Earthquake returns Lantern to their Pokeball. Back out comes Pelipper. The opponent is going to have to throw Weather Ball. Will be taking me out. Cloyster comes back in. We reach the Icy Wind. And that is going to be all she wrote. So if you see me this season, you're probably thinking I'm not going to bait yet. Well, surprise everyone. Maybe I will. Moving on to the next one. We see a Dunsparce in the lead. A bit of a core breaker, as both my back 2 Pokemon will not be appreciating the Rock Slides. However, Dunsparce is super thick, so we're going back to the old motto of no baits on this channel. I full send the Earthquake, looking to do some big damage, and my god, is this little, what is Dunsparce? Can anyone tell me? A Dragonfly, I think, is super thick. The opponent then sends out a Water Gun Lantern, and I don't really know what to do. I decide to bank an Earthquake for later and send out Dewgong. I am going to shield up the Thunderbolt. It's a very unlikely to bait. I'm now 2 shields down. I'm hoping, as I shielded, the opponent thinks I want to debuff, and with an Icy Wind, that gives me the opportunity to land the Drill Run, that Rocks Lantern. They're now in the yellow. We make the Icy Wind. I'm going for a bait. The opponent going to be forced to start shielding. Again, I land the bait. What the heck is going on? Due to the Icy Wind debuff, we are going to survive the Thunderbolt. The opponent is going to attempt to make a sack. They don't sack. We now have the Drill Run locked and loaded. If the opponent sends back out Lantern, I am going to throw it. The opponent sends back out Lantern, and this time I go straight for the Drill Run. The opponent did send back out Lantern. Down they go. The opponent's final Pokemon is Umbreon. Umbreon has a pretty decent matchup against Cloyster. However, they hit like an absolute wet noodle. We easily tank the foul play. We overfarm, fire off the Icy Wind on the CMP side. The opponent is going to commit that final shield, and that is going to now be game over. Cloyster pretty glassy, however, with the debuff we survived the foul play. We're going to make one more Icy Wind. If the opponent wasn't already in Earthquake range, they now most certainly are. Icy Wind puts them deep into the yellow. The opponent smartly is going to commit to the Snarl farm down. However, if they didn't know, we've got the Earthquake banked, locked and loaded. High Umbreon, by Umbreon. GG's and thanks for playing. The absolute nightmare lead in Poland beats all 3 of our Pokemon as Dewgong has access to draw, and I say switch into Cloyster as this is our worst matchup. We now draw out and a load of 9 times and go straight for the Liquidate. Liquidate, not the best move, it still gets this Pokemon deep into the yellow. This allows me to go for the Icy Wind. The opponent likely to shield, wanting to maintain that positive alignment. We draw a shield, the opponent now charms down, farms us all the way down. I'm going to hope to come into Gliscor. I'm definitely going to have to shield up the double super effective Weather Ball. I'm really hoping that Gliscor can wing attack farm them all the way down. Looking for the wing attack farm down, and their Pokemon survives at minimal HP. Fuck my life, I'm forced to commit. That final shield, we're going to pivot out into Dewgong and hope we can sweep. The opponent's got Granbull in the back. At this stage now, the only win con is probably the opponent dies of a heart attack or they shield the Icy Wind. They don't shield the Icy Wind. Do they have a heart attack? Definitely they do not. Maybe they don't have close combat. If they have close combat, I'm probably going to top left. The opponent takes me out with a close combat, and I'm going to say fuck this, moving on to the next one. Yet another Altaria. Seriously, we've seen an ice type buff. How many people want to run Altaria? But yet again, stay in school, kids. Learn to count when I catch a Sky Attack on Dewgong, and just like that, we draw out Machamp. Things are looking pretty tricky, however, Shadow Machamp super glassy. We should gain ourselves shield advantage with the Icy Wind. The opponent does commit that shield, then counter farm us all the way down. We can come into Gliscor. I throw one wing attack and the Night Slash. I'm really hoping the opponent full sends a Rock Slide, and this opponent thinks they're called Jamie-Finn 1415. They bait me with the Cross Chop, and I'm pretty mad. I fire off the Night Slash. This again could be a fucking Rock Slide. I'm forced to commit my final shield, as Cloyster wouldn't appreciate these counters. I fire off the Night Slash. I go for the undercharge. This allows me to get one residual wing attack. I'm now going to spam out into Cloyster. The opponent sends out a Water Gun Swampert. This looks pretty terrible. However, the opponent goes straight for the Hydro Cannon. Cloyster does resist this. I really don't want to lose to Water Gun Cloyster. Let's go for a big brain player. Fire off the Icy Wind. Go for the undercharge. This allows me to go for the Ice Shard. Farm down the lead with the Icy Wind locked and loaded. No trainer running Water Gun Swampert is going to beat me. I leave with the Icy Wind, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see another Deoxys. This is where I really wish I was basic and use Sableye. I'm not using Sableye, so I fire off the Night Slash. This gets Deoxys into the yellow. We've seen Psycho Boost does a lot, so this time I am going to commit a shield. Psycho Boost does lower Deoxys attack by 2 stages. The next Psycho Boost isn't going to do too much. An easy tank for Gliscor. The opponent now sends out Charizard. I'm going to throw 3 wing attacks and the Night Slash. I'm going to throw one more and look to catch on Dewgong. Stay in school, kids. Learn to count Dragon Claw. Isn't going to do a lot. However, guess what? I'm now definitely in Blast Burn range, and just like that, I wish I switched into Cloyster. I really can't afford to get my Cloyster line with the Deoxys. I'm forced to go on 2 shields, and things are looking absolutely dreadful. The opponent going to be sending back out the Oxo for a 1 Ice Shard and the Icy Wind. This is going to get the Deoxys deep into the red. The opponent hasn't banked the move and pivot out into Reggie's Steel. I'm going straight for the drill run. I need to force some chip damage or draw a shield. The opponent commits that shield. I'm just going to stay in, allow the opponent to take me out, and things are looking dreadful. I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck do I win this game? I wait out my timer, think to myself, how do I win? And just like that, I come up with a plan. I come back into Gliscor. I've already told him the best master beta there ever was. I throw the Night Slash. The opponent commits that shield. I'm going to throw 2 more wing attacks. Catch the Focus Blast on Cloyster. Cloyster is going to be the best third shield you've ever seen. Focus Blast. Absolutely one-shots. Thanks, Cloyster, for your contribution. The opponent tries to make a catch back. Not today, trainer. We farmed down Earthquake locked and loaded. GG's and thanks for playing. So those were the battles with Shadow Cloyster, a Pokemon I've not seen anyone else showcase. It's currently 4 AM, I'm in Cyprus, I've had a few beers, I'm not going to lie. However, I wanted to get you another video out with something unique you've not seen anywhere else on YouTube. So if you appreciate me staying up late, even though I'm being intoxicated, I've tried to bring this video, so smash that like button. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on the channel, the link to my battle submission form is down below. I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.